Hey guys, welcome back. I have a very special video in store for you today. I have been working on a little crocheting project. I'm actually working on an afghan. It's a corner to corner afghan, and I'll show you what I have of it so far. So I've only been working on it for about 3 days, and from the other side I'll show you too. There's a couple of stragglers on this side you can see from just where I changed colors, but I'm going to deal with those eventually. Um, so this project, I love it because there are really only 3 stitches that you need to know. So it's really just relaxing, repetitive, and it's a great little project to work on, say throughout a semester or, whatever works for you. So if you look at this closely, you can see that starting at the corner we have one box, and then the project grows up or grows to the side one box at a time. So this project creates a square afghan as we add one box up and one box to the right each time. So basically in this video, I'm going to get you started right from the very corner. I'll start on a new project, and I'll show you how to do a couple of rows. I'll go slowly through the techniques, and after that, I'll show you how to change colors since I need to change to white on this project anyways. So let's get started. So you can use whatever yarn, whatever color you want. For the demonstration, I'll be using Red Heart cornmeal yarn. And for the hook size, you can just look on the packet of yarn that you're using, and it normally recommends something. You can basically go with whatever. For instance, this yarn on the packet, it recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook. I'm going with a 5 millimeter hook. So it's just a personal preference. So for this project, we're only going to need to know 3 stitches, and they are chaining, the double crochet, and the slip stitch. So whenever we start off a row, we start by chaining 6. So I'll show you that really quickly here. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet into the 4th stitch from the hook. So you can think of it from the 4th stitch from the hook, but I think of it as the 3rd last stitch, because I know we're going to have to double crochet 3 times. We're going to have to crochet in the 4th one from the hook, the 5th one, and the 6th one. So you could just count if you wanted like 1, 2, 3. Either way, whatever works for you. So we're going into this stitch first. And remember, to double crochet, we're simply yarning over, inserting into the stitch. We're drawing the yarn through the first loop. Then we're drawing the yarn through the first 2 loops, and then we're drawing the yarn through the last 2 loops. So we're going to do that again in the last 2 stitches. So I'll show you that. Yarn over, insert into the loop or into the stitch, draw through the first one, draw through the first 2, and draw through the last 2. And one more time, yarn over, insert into the final stitch, and we're going to draw through the first one, draw through the first 2 loops, and draw through the last one. So now we have this little piece, this little block. It's going to act as our first block, and this little corner here is going to be the corner of our project. So now that we've finished the first block, which in my project would have just been this block, now we're going to build up so that we have 2 and 2. So we're done this row now, and what we're going to do is we're going to just simply turn our project around, and we're going to again do what we do to start off every row, which is chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, we're going to double crochet into the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th stitches from the hook. So we're going to yarn over, insert, draw through the first 2 loops, and draw through the last 2 loops. Again, I'm drawing through the first 2 loops and drawing through the last 2 loops. And one last time, I'm drawing through the first 2 loops and I'm drawing through the last 2 loops. Okay, and so now we have our 2 little boxes. They're not really attached, but this is the part where it gets a little bit fun. So in my first box I made, I should see I have this chaining space at the very end. It's this very end space, which you can just pull out to make as large as you like. And what I'm trying to do is just fold this over and attach these 2 pieces together. So to do that, we're going to use our slip stitch. So we're going to not going to yarn over, we just insert into that chaining space and we draw through. So now we have a little thing that looks like this. But if we remember in my other project, we need the 2 going across this way and the 2 going up as well. So in order to achieve this, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets into the same chain space that we just slip stitched to. So 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. We can see we're starting to build it up. So we're going to turn our project again in order to start on the next row. So essentially, if we're just ignoring the initial chain 6 that you do at the beginning of every row, the pattern that you're going to keep on repeating during this project is chain 3, 3 double crochets, slip stitch. Chain 3, 3 double crochets, slip stitch. So it gets really repetitive and really fast once you actually start working on it. So I'll show you one more row and then I'll show you how to change colors. So remember, at the start of the row, we chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we double crochet into the 4th stitch from the hook. So 1, 2, and 3. Oops. Okay. And then we need to do our slip stitch again to attach these 2 guys together. So we just find our chaining space, we insert the hook into it, and we just draw the yarn through. So now we're going to do this repeating pattern. So chain 3, 2, 3, 3 double crochets into the chain space. So 1, fumbly hands, I am sorry. 2, and 3. And then next, I said that we have to slip stitch to attach the boxes together. So we're going to slip stitch to this space. So we just insert into the chaining space. We draw the yarn through, and then 1, 2, 3. We see there's a pattern again of chaining 3, and then we're going to do our 3 double crochets into that chaining space. So that's only 2, so I have 1 left, like so. So you can start to see now this really nice 90-degree angle. We can see the project slowly building up one box at a time. So now I think it would be a good time to show you how to switch colors. So I have my project here and I want to switch to white now. So I have only done 2 of the 3 double crochets that I need to do in this last chaining space. As you can see, I've only done 1, 2. So on your 3rd one, you're going to draw the yarn through. You're going to, still like normal, you're going to draw through the first 2 loops, but you're going to leave the project while it has 2 loops still left on your hook. So I'm going to do that, and you can actually cut it. I've done this beforehand, so you can cut it at this point if you want. Just leave some extra so that you can sew it in afterwards. So at this point, you're going to want to take your new color of yarn, which in my case is white, and I'm just going to, actually I'll just put this on my lap. What I like to do is just to make a little knot quickly so that I know that it's not going to unravel. So I have my knot here. I am going to put it on the hook and act like it's just the teal color that I've been using before. And I draw it through the 2 loops, and then I turn my project like normal. So I'm turning my entire project. And I'm just trying to keep everything nice and taut. So now I'm going to chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm just going to work on this like I normally work on at the beginning of a row. So now I'm going to double crochet into the 4th stitch from the hook, normally. Okay, so that would be 1. Now going into the 2nd, that would be 2, and then the final stitch. And that would be 3. And so now this is the part where it can get a little messy, so you got to be careful here. So we're going to take our little stragglers, and when we're doing our slip stitch to our chaining space, we're going to catch them. So we just going to put them over here. We're going to insert our hook into the chaining space, and we are just going to draw through, catching those little stragglers. And we're going to continue to do this as we do our 3 double crochets. So we're yarning over, and we're putting the stragglers on top of the hook while we're drawing the yarn through. So this is going to keep these little stragglers nicely in place. You're not going to have to really worry about sewing them in. So that is definitely a positive. So I'm on the 3rd double crochet, and I've still been catching these stragglers. So we're going to do this again. If you still have stragglers, carry them to the next chaining space. And so when you do your slip stitch, they get caught again. And so you're going to, again, chain 3, and we're going to do our 3 double crochets, and we're just going to continue to catch these little stragglers each time we do a double crochet.